great man of the pen. Actually, I followed this man. I realized that he had even gone to, I don't know, I'm sure he had been incarcerated maybe one time or the other because of his frank talks. But we thank God for this likes of these people. These are the people that have sustained this country. If not, they would have gone much, much further down the hill. So I appreciate you, my brother. I appreciate my brother too, who happens to be a great and prolific writer, Mr. Wale Ajao and Anonymous, for linking us with these people. It's our belief today that you will permit us not only to drink from your cistern of knowledge, but you also allow us to ask questions. As all students of this school, we have been committed to assisting the school government of the good government of Oyo State to improve the quality of education by building structures. We have built a lot of structures. By the grace of God, tomorrow a lot of things will be commissioned by His Excellency. By the special grace of God, we have built a lot of things. A 6-room toilet, modern facilities, a 12-room toilet for students with modern facilities, a 2-room toilet for students with modern facilities. We have renovated the Protect block with very modern doors, gadgets. We have renovated a lot of buildings in the school. So the old students have done a lot in this area. They have also given out scholarships to students. This year alone, a lot of students' WAEC fees were paid for by this old students' body. We have organized a lot of seminars. Even right now, a seminar is going on for our teachers in the town, organized by the old students. We have organized quiz competitions here and there. The school has purchased equipment for the school. The principals are here to attest to this. So, we are giving them generators, computers, photocopying machines. The list is endless. We pray that as you have come, you will also join us in this noble pursuit to help this school. In all, I welcome you all to this public lecture, and I pray that it shall be a time of refreshing for us all. A time that cannot be forgotten in our own lifetime. Thank you, and God bless you.
Please let us celebrate the President General once again. Thank you, ma'am. We want to appreciate you for steering the leadership of the Students Association in ways that are befitting, because in Oyo Township, as at this moment, it has become talk of the town that all students are doing amazing things at Ladigbolu Grammar School. Let us celebrate all the students. Up school! Thank you. Having taken the welcome address from the President General, so I want to believe that we need to launch into other aspects of today's program. So that is to welcome everybody to this occasion formally. And without further ado, I would like to bring up the chairman for today, our father, Chief Dr. Kunle Ogumola, to to take it as his address. But before that, permit me to take his citation. Thank you, sir. Dr. Adekunle Ladipo Ogunmola was born on May 7, 1952 in Oyo State. He had his secondary education at Olivet Baptist High School, Oyo, from 1964 to 1969. He was at Government College, Ibadan from January 1970 and was admitted at the University of Ibadan through concessional examination, where he obtained a Bachelor of Science degree in Animal Science, second class upper in 1974. He had his National Youth Service Corps (NYSC) program at the Ministry of Agriculture and Natural Resources, Veterinary Service, Yola, Adamawa State, former Gongola State, from August 1974 to June 1975. In August 1975, he joined the Oyo State Central Schools Board and served as agricultural science teacher till October 1976. The Ministry of Agriculture and Natural Resources, Oyo, employed him as Agricultural Officer 2 from October 1976 to November 1977. In November 1977, he returned to the University of Ibadan for his doctoral degree in Animal Science with specialization in environmental physiology, which he bagged in December 1981. He was employed by the then Oyo State College of Education, now Emmanuel Alayande University of Education, as lecturer 2 in 1982. He rose through the ranks to become a chief lecturer in 1993. Between January and June 2000, he was the deputy provost and of course acting provost of the institution. He was thereafter appointed the substantive provost in June 2000, the position he occupied till June 2008. In the course of his lecturing career, Dr. Ogunmola returned to the Premier University to obtain a master's degree in educational management in 1991. He also acquired a diploma in accounting management information system from the Federal School of Surveying, Oyo, in 1999. He took up a federal appointment as the Independent National Electoral Commission's INEC Resident Electoral Commissioner, REC, from July 2010 to July 2015. He was appointed as National Commissioner in December 2016. As a lecturer and researcher, Dr. Ogunmola has authored and co-authored many books and publications. He was a federal government delegation on a study tour of United Kingdom, UK, in 2004 and led the INEC election observation team to Argentina in October 2011. Dr. Ogunmola is a recipient of many awards, which include the National Award for Brilliant Performance, Full Scholarship for Academic Distinction in 1972, Faisal Livestock Feeds Prize for the Best Student. Thank you. Thank you for identifying with that excellent record of Dr. Kunle Ogunmola. Thank you. National Award for Brilliant Performance, Full Scholarship for Academic Distinction in 1972. Faisal Livestock Feeds Prize for the Best Student in Animal Science in the BSc Agric Degree Final Examination in 1974. The Senior Staff Union of Colleges of Education in Nigeria, SOSCO, conferred him with the best provost among provosts of colleges of education in Nigeria in 2003. Best among all provosts. He also got a recognition award from the Oyo State government in 2004. He equally received an award of excellence from the Oyo State government for his noble contributions to education in Oyo State. The Emmanuel Alayande College of Education Oyo, now known as Emmanuel Alayande University of Education Oyo, Central Library was renamed after him as Adekunle Ogunmola Library in 2009. He is a Justice of Peace, Fellow of Anglican Diocese of Oyo, Fado, recipient of Orion Medal of Merit. Dr. Ogunmola, thank you. Dr. Ogunmola has peculiar interest in farming, reading, sports, recreation. He is a member of Oyo Premier Club, the Oyo Pinnacle Club, Oyo Tennis Club, and Ibadan Social Group. He is an enthusiast in Christian evangelism and is happily married with children. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you chairman for this occasion, Chief Dr. Kule Bumola.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. The chairman of the Old Student Association of Ladigbolu Grammar School, Pastor Mrs. Ojodu, the vice chairman, the principal of the school, and of course, I give due recognition to the guest speaker of today, Senator Ojodu. He may not know me, but I know him. We've had cause to meet on some occasions in Abuja. The time you are presenting a paper in the House, you are not a senator then, but INEC chief was there. And I think that what you started was continued by Senator Buhari. I get correctly. You are welcome. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen on the high table, distinguished all students of Ladigbolu Grammar School, great students of Ladigbolu Grammar School, and all the invited students from other schools. I wanted to say, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, just like Chihuahua said, when he came to UI to present an address in 1971, thereabout, and he said, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, and all the students were grumbling. Why? Because we knew he was referring to us as the ladies and gentlemen. My dear wife, you are recognized. I'm highly delighted today to be invited as the chairman of this occasion, and equally delighted to have in our midst Senator Ojodu, a prolific writer and a distinguished senator of a former, well, it was a senator, always a senator, distinguished senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I want to congratulate your students for this celebration. You are celebrating the 60th anniversary of the establishment of this great institution. I'm not going to say anything to compare Ladigbolu with Olivet, but I just want to say that whether you like it or not, you are juniors. Because we'll be celebrating 80 years on the 29th of January. Honestly, I'm delighted with the kind of development that has taken place in Ladigbolu Grammar School. In fact, I used to think that those students were asleep. But I guess what is happening in Olivet must have geared them up to arise from their slumber. And they have arisen in a big way. So we congratulate you. But I think it is always good to give back to your school that has nurtured you into what you have become in life. So when you look back, you discover that the formative years are very important in the lives of individuals. But more importantly, the secondary school session. Right now at Olivet, the competition is between the year sets. Than on each other's necks. That no, you cannot outdo us. And that is what is bringing about a lot of development there. And I'm sure you are doing the same thing here. I pray that very soon you will invite Nigerians again to come and celebrate with you the 70th anniversary. And possibly at that time, there will be a lot more projects to be commissioned. The purpose of our gathering today is to listen to distinguished Nigerians that have done well in their various professions and to tap from their wealth of experience. I'm happy that you have given the speakers the latitude to pick their topics. And I'm sure they give you the very best from their store of knowledge. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to chairman this occasion, not to present another speech. I do know that by the time the speech will be concluded, the lectures will be concluded, we'll have a lot of reactions from the audience. And I'm also sure that I will be interested in asking a few questions, because I know that Senator Ojodu cannot present any speech without you having to ask some questions. I'm not saying you are controversial, but I know that when you speak, you like speaking truth to power. And I believe that we are going to benefit a lot from your speech. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I want to urge you to listen attentively to the presenters. For now, the presenter, because we are not sure if we are going to get in touch with Mr. Femi Falana, so that at the end of the lecture, we'll be able to ask questions that will be beneficial to all of us. Thank you very much. You are all welcome.
Let us celebrate our father again, chairman for today's occasion. Thank you, sir. The President General, she has given her address, and as well the chairman for today's occasion, the public lecture, has given his address. So now we need to launch into the deal. Permit me at this very juncture to bring up the Vice President General of Student Association, Ladigbolu Grammar School, the person of Sovio Mashu Akiwande. Let us celebrate him.
Thank you very much, the chairman of education. My PG, full PG is always there for us. In fact, please clap for the PG. She's a wonderful woman. And when you look at PG, you will not know that there is a lot in her. But when she speaks, you will laugh. Thank you for guiding us and leading us well. What I want to do is not much. Mo fẹ́ sọ fún yín pé a kì í mọ èyí ọ̀sán ju ọ̀sán lọ. I would like to invite Mr. Wale Ajao, who is one of us, another man on the pen. to come and read the citation of Senator Babafemi Ojodu. Thank you.
Well, to God be the glory for a day like this, a day the Lord has made, a day of joy. This assignment, it's easy for me to handle on one hand. On the other hand, it's also difficult. It's easy in the sense that I'm introducing a friend of mine, someone I've known for over 2 decades now. It's difficult in the sense that he's a man that's always changing, always moving from one step to another. So you need to run fast. You need to run fast to keep pace with him. Otherwise, you'll be speaking, behind time. But I'll make it brief and very concise. I have before me Senator Babafemi Ojodu. I'll bring in something that, because of time and space constraint, was omitted here. He's a man with a very ebullient spirit, a very strong fighting spirit. One of the people who liberated Nigeria from the jaws of military dictatorship. When Nigeria history was moving in a very terrible direction, a single individual wanted to be life president of Nigeria just because he was a military leader. And he wanted to corner the resources of the country, and he was, kind of intimidating unions, students' union, workers' union. He was harassing elders of society, intimidating the international institution, just because of the devilish ambition of becoming a lifelong dictator. But the group of people rose, decided to fight, to resist this dictatorship. Our guest speaker today is one of these young men, who followed the leaders who led Nadeco, like Abraham Adesanya, of blessed memory, Chief Ganifa, of blessed memory, Dr. Kuti, a lot of, our own scholar, international scholar, my friend, my brother, Femi Ojodu, was actually neck deep in that struggle, and he and his friends, they founded, and that's not here, they founded the news magazine, which was one of the most acerbic, most critical magazine at that time, in the forefront of the struggle against military dictatorship. And Abacha got mad and banned them several times. If they banned them here, they would regroup again, ban them again, they would regroup again, and he became frustrated to the point that he decided to even put them in jail. To God be the glory, our guest speaker today survived. He eventually became a senator, and today he's here with us. Senator Babafemi Ojodu, as I said before, an ebullient spirit, is a lover of democracy, fundamental human rights. Even though he's blessed now, he doesn't show it, he doesn't carry it around. He misses with people, he's ready to defend them at any time. It gives me great pleasure to present to us a man of the people, an advocate of democracy, a defender of the fundamental human rights, my friend, my brother, Senator Babafemi Ojodu. Welcome to Ladigbolu Grammar School. Welcome to your laughing. We are number one Yoruba race. And we are happy that you are number one also to be with us today. You are welcome, my brother.
Thank you, Wale. I can't thank you enough for affording me this opportunity. You said we have been friends for 2 decades. We have been friends for 4 decades. In fact,
It was 40 years ago I last see you face to face. I read your writings almost every day. He kept forwarding his writings to me. He was our student union leader in Ife. An infant terrible. We were wondering then what gives him such confidence as a young man to face authorities. That was about the time Professor Wande Abimbola, the Awisha of Yoruba land, was our Vice Chancellor. Mr. Chairman, sir, Dr. Kule Gumola, you are most welcome, sir, and Madam, thank you for all you have done for Nigeria. May God continue to reward you and reward your children as well. Mrs. Fumilayo Ojodu, the president of the alumni, you are most welcome, ma'am. And every other officials of this association who are here today, I must thank you for all that you are doing to make this school a great one. Obsco. I have been hearing the name of this school for a long time, and it has to do with your football competition with Eminent. It was, it was in those days like you are both going to war. The whole of Western region, Western state, will be so agog to hear who is going to win between you and Olivet. I hope you are keeping the competition going in sports and in academics. Yes. Since I'm here today, I would like to side more with you than with the chairman. It's my pleasure to be here. I am very much familiar with Oyo. I must have visited Oyo more than 10 times under the presidency of Muhammadu Buhari. I was his special advisor on political matters. So he always asked me to go and take one message or the other to our Kabiyesi. And I remember the last time I came, he took me to a particular room where he said his forefathers used to receive envoys who are bringing very serious and important messages. There was no furniture there. It was a wooden bench that I sat on with him. He was a jolly good old man, very knowledgeable, educated, amiable, always welcoming. How I wish it would rule forever, but that is not possible. We are all fans, Thank God, something also very good is happening here today. Oyo always get it right, and let me say that it's a great privilege to be here to celebrate the 60th anniversary of Ladigbolu Grammar School, an institution named after one of the revered Alaafins of Oyo. This is no ordinary gathering. This is a celebration of heritage, education, and vision. It's also a moment of reflection, especially as it coincides with the enthronement, of a new Alaafin of Oyo. Before I go further, let me let you into the theme of my speech. Let me use this opportunity to congratulate our newly crowned Kabiyesi Ikuwabayeye. Your Majesty, Oyo has placed the crown on capable shoulders. This is a great boon, not just for your sons and daughters, but the Yoruba race in general. An esteemed Alaafin is not just of a pride to Oyo and its people, but to the entire Yorubas. Reading your impressive record of achievements, I have no doubt you will steer Oyo to new heights. Kabiyesi, mo yíká ọ̀tún, mo yíká òsì, ojúbà yín o, ẹ pẹ́ fún wa, ẹ̀ẹ́dógó. And I believe that our elders here will help pass this message to our new king. And I make sure that I forward a copy of this to Mr. Wale Ajao to help me deliver to him, because he will find some of the things I have here very useful. The history of this school is inextricably tied to the proud legacy of the Oyo monarchy, which once stood as a symbol of strength, wisdom, and governance in Yoruba land. The Alaafin was not merely a ceremonial figure, but a central force in the administration of justice, economic planning, and the general welfare of the people. Yet, as we gather here today, we cannot ignore the reality that governance across Yoruba land, indeed Nigeria, has faltered. Despite the promise of democracy, the dividends of governance have not reached many of our communities. Now we are experiencing poor infrastructure, limited access to quality education and health care, youth unemployment, decaying cities, and general disillusionment persists across the land. Our people, once proud and self-sufficient, now often look to the government with disappointment as the basic necessities of life seem increasingly out of reach. As we celebrate the legacy of this great school, we are also reminded of the strength and influence that wants and institution and bring development to our people now. In recent times, the role of our royal father has become largely ceremonial. Obas are often seen as cultural custodians, presiding over festivals and historical events, while the reins of power remain in the hands of elected officials. This ceremonial role, while important in preserving our identity, falls short of the proactive leadership our communities desperately need. Let us draw inspiration from another context, democracies, where mayors, heads of state have transformed their cities through visionary leadership. The party in many parts of and America has evolved to become a platform for grassroots development. Mayors focus on local issues, sanitation, security, education, urban renewal, and infrastructure. They set agendas, hold towns, cities directly, and work with the private to attract investments. They are, in essence, who gives up our others. They can lead from the front, not by replacing politicians, but by holding them accountable, guiding their community and inspiring action. Our traditional rulers, the Oni of Ife, the Alake of Egbaland, the Awudale of Ijebuland, if you permit me, the way of Adekiti, have the historical gravitas, influence, and my authority to do the same in our communities. But to achieve this, they must be willing to reimagine their roles and embrace leadership beyond culture. As we celebrate this milestone, I want to make a passionate call to all of us. It is a moment for leadership, for action, a moment for a return to the vision of our ancestors who serve as a duty to serve the people. The time has come for our traditional rulers to set developmental agendas for their communities. This can be achieved in several ways. Championing education and youth empowerment. Others should take active role in promoting education, supporting scholarship, and encouraging technical and vocational training in their domains. Traditional rulers can establish educational endowments or work with alumni associations to revamp local schools. Number 2, facilitating community development. Beyond cultural ceremonies, traditional rulers should become conveners of community development programs. Town hall meetings can be held regularly where pressing issues such as health, security, urban renewal, and infrastructure are discussed and solutions mapped out collaboratively. Number 3, promoting local economic growth. Just as mayors attract investors to their cities, our obas can act as ambassadors for local economic opportunities and also engage the private sector, attract investment in agriculture, tourism, and small businesses, and ensure that wealth circulates within the communities. Preserving our culture while embracing development, our royal fathers must continue to be custodians of our rich culture, language, and values. However, this should be done in a way that inspires the younger generation to take pride in their heritage. Museums and monuments that celebrate our history and hold up our glorious past to the younger generation should be embarked upon. Every town and city in Yoruba land have glorious histories and artifacts, cultural items that could be exhibited in the back to do this. Community associations mobilized and provided for Kabiyesi's could make this a reality. Our obas should be patrons of the arts, both visual and performing. A one-time Arijale of his executive hosted and that is known as Olowe in his palace for decades. It was from there he deployed him across Yoruba land to carve timeless places that remain toast of the world today. This could be replicated today to the glory of our civilization. Not only will this ensure that each town and communities employ this to move forward their history. It also has its own economic interest as will engender tourism. Urban renewal. Our towns and cities are decaying and becoming almost inhabitable. From Lagos to Ibadan, to Akure to Ilorin, to Ojodu to Kaba, and to Ado-Ekiti. What we call towns and cities are eyesores, where everything under the sun is sold by roadsides, where drainages are a reality, where greens, where the exits are in breach, where garbages litter the streets, and the air we take in is impure, where buildings have not seen coatings since independence, and the roofs are all brown and unappealing to the eyes. Each of our communities can boast of young architects, town planners, and engineers. Let our urban set to work and mobilize these ice parks to the benefits of our communities. We have to move with the rest of the world and not wait for a were olori to remind us of our environmental and building deficits. Preserving and modernizing culture. While embracing development, our royal fathers must continue to be custodians of our rich culture, language, and values. However, this should be done in a way that inspires the local generation to take pride in their heritage. Festivals and cultural events can be harnessed not just for celebration but for education, history, and tourism-driven development. Number 7, acting as moral compasses. Traditional rulers must become the conscience of the land, speaking out against corruption, injustice, and moral decay. Their voices must rise above politics and personal gain, echoing the values of fairness, justice, and communal progress. There is no day you open the papers in Nigeria now and you don't see stories of young men cutting the head of their girlfriends in search to go and do ritual in search of money. Some cut the head of their own mother. You know, a son and mother cut the head of another child, all because we are looking for wealth. We must all rise and say no to these developments. They must ensure that these traditional rulers must ensure that citizens' titles are given out to people of questionable characters and men and women with deep pockets, but to individuals whose story inspires hard work, honesty, and communal interest. I believe that all of you listen to the profile of our chairman today. There is nobody who will not be inspired by that profile, by the dire strides he has made in life. These are the kind of persons whose chieftaincy titles are really worth the meaning. Not the ones who are yahoo boys who find money, money road people who then come to harass people in town, buy cars, build big houses. Those ones have nothing of value to contribute to society. Traditional rulers must become the conscience of the land, speaking out against corruption, injustice, and moral decay. Their voice must rise above politics and personal gain, echoing the values of fairness, justice, and communal progress. At his last birthday, with this same message, I certainly sent to Oba Eminent Ogurusi, the Onife. Permit me to quote extensively from this message, and I quote: "On the occasion of your 50th birthday, I extend my heartfelt congratulations and best wishes. You have brought not only glamour, but the purpose to the nation, modernizing it while preserving dignity and traditions of our forefathers. Your leadership has been a source of pride for all of Yoruba land, and your commitment to progress is a beacon of hope for generations to come. As you celebrate this milestone, I urge you to look ahead to the next 50 years with a focus on addressing the pressing challenges that currently afflict Yoruba land. Today, we face numerous ills that require urgent attention. The scourge of unemployment among our youth, which leaves so many disillusioned and vulnerable, moral decadence that has eroded our once cherished values, and the alarming rise in ritual killings, which tarnishes the sanctity of life itself. The solid state of our infrastructures, the bad roads, corruption continues to undermine the fabric of our institutions, while the environment suffers degradation, making our land unappealing and unhealthy. At the same time, The new leadership prioritizes the collective good over personal gain. See increasing withdrawal into narrow ethnic cocoons, a retreat that limits our potential in an interconnected world. These challenges, Kabiyesi, call for a bold vision and unwavering commitment. It is your task, Kabiyesi, to lead the renaissance of the Yoruba past, a past defined by dignity, knowledge, unparalleled public service, and genuine development. You must reach out to the best minds, those who like Chief Babafemi Awolowo and his co-visioners, Adekunle Fajuyi, Wole Soyinka, Ayodele Awojobi, Gani Fáyẹ̀mí, Tyson Arin, Alao Akabasho, Benjamin Olukayode Osutokun, Akinola Aguda, Sam Aluko, Ọ̀jẹ̀túnjí Abọ́yadé, Hezekiah Oluwasanmi, and others of their generation who brought honor, dignity, and achievements to the Yoruba race. These issues cannot be left to politicians alone. Your leadership and influence are essential in restoring the values that make Yoruba land a beacon of excellence. End of quote. Aláàfin, a legacy to reclaim. The election of a new Aláàfin presents a profound opportunity for a reawakening. Ladigbolu Grammar School stands as a testament to the influence of a visionary Aláàfin can have. The new monarch must rise to this occasion and set a precedent for proactive leadership that transcends mere tradition. He must become a builder of institutions, a promoter of knowledge, and a catalyst for progress across Oyo and beyond. We will be happy to return here in a decade when you are celebrating your 70th and find that our Kabiyesi has used his technological education and network across the world to build a reputable technical institute of one standard in this town. I mean, a solution-driven institution of technology that reawakens the Yoruba ingenuity, that is focused and capable of bringing back home our young and brilliant technologists to transfer the knowledge they have acquired abroad to our body youths. Let me use this opportunity to commend to our Kabiyesi across Yoruba land the example of Orongo of Ikela, Kabiyesi Oba Adedogun Abolarin, who came to power and thought of how he could bring progress and development to his town. He called on his resources and those of his friends to build a school for indigenous children of the town. Not only has he made the school free, he teaches and motivates the children for heights they could never have thought of. Today, after some years, the result of his generosity of spirit, innovativeness, and creativity is being seen in the town and celebrated across the country. The Yoruba saying that Kingberu Láàfin, a máa ń sọ ẹrù ni, is not for him. The palace in Okela has become a place of refuge for the poor and the needy. Some of the youths and women empowering strides of Odife and his wives are also commendable, and efforts in that direction should be redoubled. A final word to the youth of Ladigbolu Grammar School. To the young minds seated there today, you are the future custodians of our heritage. While we speak of the roles of our elders, you too have a role to play. Take pride in your roots. Strive for excellence and understand that leadership is not limited to those on thrones. Greatness begins with personal responsibility. Learn from the examples of both traditional leaders and modern thinkers. Your role in shaping a better Yoruba land is not for the future. It begins now in your classrooms, your communities, and your choices. Teach creatively. Find solutions to small problems here in your school and your communities. You are not too young to the new case to build a worthy society. My conclusion, a unified vision for Yoruba land. Let this 60th anniversary be more than the celebration of the past. Let it ignite a movement for the future. A vision where our traditional institutions rise to the challenge of leadership, where our cultural heritage drives modern progress, and where every son and daughter of Yoruba land plays their part in building a just and prosperous society. Let us remember that greatness of a people lies not just in the glory of their past, but in their courage to shape a better future. Long live Ladigbolu Grammar School. Long live the Aláàfin of Ọ̀yọ́. Long live the people of Ọ̀yọ́. Long live the Yoruba nation. Thank you very much and God bless.
Let's clap for our guest speaker once more. Stand up, everybody should stand up. Let's clap for our guest speaker. This has been highly scintillating presentation. In fact, we did not make mistake. Those of us who put it together that we must bring this man to this occasion. Once more, clap for him. Thank you. I think all of us have been a great listener. Now, it is time for questions. Whatever question you have for our special guest, our guest speaker, please, time for questioning. Somebody cannot deliver this type of big and educative educative speech and nobody will ask questions. That means we are not learning anything. Please let us learn. Anybody? You want? Yes, okay.
I want to appreciate the guest speaker for the well-presented paper. And you will recollect that while I was making my speech, I did say that it was thoughtful of those students to have given him the latitude to pick the topic. What he has done today is rather apt for our situation in Oyo Town. We have a new king, and like we all know, the king, his rulership is not limited to Oyo Town, and he is supposed to champion a lot of what the guest speaker has talked about. And I do know that as preparations have been made to enthrone the Oba, most of these things can be taken into consideration to guide him in his role during his reign. So I want to appreciate you. And personally, I'll make sure that a copy of this speech gets to the Oba. Thank you.
Question, yes, sir.
I will join the chairman to appreciate the presenter. My name is Shegun Oke. I don't expect anything more than that from a great. I'm a great also, and one time worldwide president of Great Ife Alumni Association. In your lecture, you highlighted so many roles for the traditional rulers, which I quite agree with you. But the problem I see is that in our constitution, there is no role that is apportioned to the traditional ruler. The way we have it in the constitution presently, they are just like even under the chairman of local government. Now, I want to ask, how do you think we can fashion it so that we can have roles for traditional rulers in the constitution and with specific role that will not conflict with the governors, with the chairman of local government, and all others that we have role for them in the constitution presently. Secondly, I just want to appreciate you again for bringing out some of the laudable work that the Oragon of Ila has been doing. I happen to be close to him a bit, being the president of the Alumni Association. Unfortunately, we read the same course. That made me to be close to him. And I think if our traditional rulers can emulate the Oragon of Ila, it will be a good thing. That man has done tremendously well for Ila Oragon. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Please. Thank you, sir. So this side. Okay. Yes, thank you, sir. My name is Dr. Ojodu, also a law student. Very excellent speech. Thought-provoking, Senator. That was a good one. But you know, we all agree that our treasury rulers are the custodian of culture. But we know the situation today. They have been around. They can no longer talk. Where you have the governors, the former president saying, sit down, stand up. What happened? Where do we go from here? We are known for delivering good speeches, but when it comes to the implementation, it's a different ballgame entirely. Well, this is where we should start from. I do know in those days, our leaders they are very nice in taking control of their community, and whatever they say holds within the community, but no longer so. You give an order now, the government will send the message, they call you to say no, send that down, that order. So where do we really miss it? I think we should now address that. Thank you, sir.
Permit me to stand on the existing protocol. I'm Dr. Salaudin K.A. from Emmanuel Allied University of Education. I want to appreciate the presenter. We all know that most of our governments, they are the beneficiary of the free education. But it was not so in these days. You that's in the authority, it's just like a plate that used to help us. You know, there are some brave students, there are some genius in the village whose parents cannot afford to pay this hike in price of the school fees. It is high time, if not because of those students' activities. Majority of the students will not have access to the 4 walls of classroom of higher institutions because their parents cannot afford these salaries, the school fees. So please kindly help us to reach to the government. The hike in school fees is very unbearable for many parents, for the students to bear, and there are some genius in the field. So, and when the students go for these competitions, we only give them certificates. It is beyond giving them certificates. It is high time our government give them huge amounts of money so as to be able to cater for their school fees. We know that in those days, when we call for the beauty contest, they give IMAC huge amounts of money for the beauty contest. But when it comes to celebrating the brain, it is only certificate that is being given to the student. Please kindly help us to reach to the government, sir.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Chairman, sir, and the guest speakers. I want to appreciate this guest speaker. The lecture has been thought-provoking, and standing on the last speaker's point of view, I want to add that many students are prepared to learn, and they are learning first. Incidentally, we have so many universities set by going, and they are producing these graduates in their thousands. Many of these students are now out in their various homes, jobless. And that is not a system for anybody to encourage the youth to now earn an encouragement from the government, so that those of the youth that are in the street looking for cheap money, many of them are educated, many of them are knowledge, but there is no work for them. this issue of unemployment, we have got the product from our institutions and the job that is available to them here.